Solving systems by substitution. There are three ways to solve systems of equation. One of them is by graphing, the other one is by elimination, and the one we're studying today is by substitution. We'll start out with a system of equations like this: y equals 4x minus 1 and 2x plus 2y equals 3. What we want to do is find an x and a y that we can put into both of these equations and come up with true statements. It has to be the same x and the same y that solves both of them. Well, if you notice, this says y equals 4x minus 1. Y is 4x minus 1. So what we can do is we can take that 4x minus 1 that it says is y, and we can substitute it here for this y. So we can put 2x plus 2 times 4x minus 1. What we've done is we've substituted this 4x minus 1, which it says y is equal to, into this spot where y is. So we go 2x plus, and we multiply this out, 2 times 4x and 2 times negative 1. And we get 2x plus 8x minus 2 equals negative 3. We combine the 2x and the 8x, and we get 10x minus 2 is equal to negative 3. Now how do we solve this? We add 2 to both sides, and we get 10x is equal to 5. Divide both sides by 10, and 10 divided by 10, they cancel out, and you're left with x. 5 divided by 10 is 1/2. So we've solved and we've found out what one of the variables is. So we can take that variable, x equals 1/2. We can go back to the original equation, y equals 4x minus 1, and we can put in the 1/2 that we found out that x is. Then we go 4 times 1/2, and we get 2, and 2 minus 1 is 1. So now we've got a value for x, we've got a value for y, and what we want to do is we want to figure out if that's a true statement. So we come over here, and we go to 2x plus 2y equals 3. And we go 2, and x is 1/2, and 2 times y is 1. So we substitute those values. We go 2 times 1/2, and we get 1, and 2 times 2, and we get 2. 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. That's a true statement. 3 equals 3. Now let's try this one. Y equals x plus 1 and 2x plus y equals 2. This tells us that y is x plus 1. So we can come over here to this equation, and instead of having y here, we're going to put x plus 1 equals negative 2. So now we combine the x's, we get 3x plus 1 equals negative 2. Minus 1 on both sides, that gives us 3x equals negative 3. Divide by 3 on both sides, and that gives us x equals negative 1. So now we know what x is, so let's take it and put it back up here into this equation. Y equals x is negative 1 plus 1. So y equals 0. So now we know that x is negative 1 and y is 0. So we can take that now and put it into this equation. 2 times x, which is negative 1, plus y is equal to 0, equals negative 2. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2 plus 0 equals negative 2. And negative 2 plus 0 is negative 2, so that's a true statement. So that means our answer is x, which is negative 1, and y, which is 0. So that's the coordinate pair that is the solution for our system of equations here. Okay, this time we've got 2 more equations, but this time it doesn't say y equals. So what you've got to do is manipulate the equation somehow so that you can get it to say y equals or x equals. It doesn't always have to be the y that you substitute. It just has to be either the y or the x. Well, this time I look at this. If I use this one, I will have to divide by either 5 or 9 to get the x or the y by themselves. Down here I've got a y that's by itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 2x plus y equals 4, and I'm going to solve it for y. So I add 2x to both sides, and that gives me y equals 2x plus 4. So now I know what y is. So I can take it and put it into this equation up here. Negative 9x plus 5. And this is what y is, times 2x plus 4 equals negative 1. So that gives me negative 9x. 5 times 2x is 10x. 5 times 4 is 20. Equals negative 1. Negative 9x and 10x equals x plus 20 equals negative 1. I subtract 20 from both sides, and that gives me x equals negative 21. So I know that x is equal to negative 21. I go back into the other equation, and I plug in x equals negative 21. So I've got negative 2 times x is negative 21 plus y equals 4. So that gives me negative 2 times negative 21 gives us 42 plus y equals 4 minus 42 on both sides, and that gives us y equals negative 38. So the ordered pair that is the solution to this system of equations is negative 21, negative 38. Okay, this one says x equals negative y plus 8 and negative x plus 3y equals 0. As I told you before, it doesn't matter which one you substitute, the x or the y, just whichever is more convenient. This time it's the x which is more convenient. So it says that x is equal to negative y plus 8. So we're going to take this and we're going to put negative, and x is negative y plus 8. Plus 3y equals 0. So that means negative negative makes positive y. Negative positive 8 gives us negative 8. Plus 3y equals 0. Then we combine our y's. Y and a 3y make 4y. Minus 8 equals 0. So add 8 to both sides. And that gives us 4y equals 8. Now we're going to divide by 4. And that gives us y equals 2. Now we know what y is. We can go back to the original equation, to one of the equations, and plug in the 2. So we go to x equals negative y plus 8. We know that y is 2. So we go x equals negative, and y is 2, plus 8. X equals 6. So the ordered pair that is the solution to our system of equations is 6, 2. Okay, this time we've got 2y minus 8/3 x equals x, and y plus 2/3 x equals negative 3. Once again, we wanted to say y equals or x equals so that we can substitute. Well, this time if you look up here, this y is by itself. It's the only one in all this that's by itself, so we can solve for it the most easily. So let's go minus 2/3 x minus 2/3 x, and that gives us y equals negative 2/3 x minus 3. So now we can come up here into this equation and substitute our value that it says y is for this y. So we go 2 times negative 2/3 x minus 3 is equal to 6. So we multiply. Negative 2/3 times 2 is negative 4/3 x. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. equals 6. We plus 6 on both sides, and that gives us negative 4 thirds x equals 12. Now, how do we solve when we want to get rid of a fraction? We multiply by the reciprocal. So we multiply by negative 3 over 4. Those cancel each other out. We're left with x equals negative 9. So x is equal to negative 9. So what do? We take that negative 9, we go back up here, and we plug it into the, we just did this equation right here, so now we're going to use this one. Y plus 2 thirds x equals negative 3. We said that x is equal to negative 9. So we go y plus 2 thirds times negative 9 equals negative 3. Y plus 2 thirds of negative 9 is negative 6 equals negative 3. Add 6 to both sides, and that gives you y equals 3. So our ordered pair that solves this system of equations is negative 9, 3.